Well, maybe she can plead your case for you a little bit.
Yeah.
Claudia, you wrote us a note saying you had something to say about the Sim before Robin goes out with him. What do you have to say?
I just think that she should give him a chance. He's a really smart guy.
Then why did you cheat on him?
I didn't cheat on him. I'd like to rebut that fact. We just mutually drifted apart.
I just said it's a 1-4-3 kind of thing, you know.
It was not a 1-4-3 kind of thing. We mutually drifted apart over the years after our daughter was born.
And you did not have an affair with a man?
There may have been a minor indiscretion, but it was nothing.
You banged another man while you were married?
No, I did not. Never happened.
Then what is the indiscretion?
Well, like, the emotional friend, I guess.
You became close to a man?
I became close to a man, yes.
But you never had sex with him?
No, not until after he and I separated.
You know, there was a great story with her, and she was at a Reverend Bob comedy show one night. Sal was there, and this was a couple years ago, and she got a little tipsy at the show, and Sal kind of had some fun with her in the green room after the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Sal?
Sal, yeah. I don't know if he remembers it. It was probably like 2 years ago or so. That was a fun time, and there were pictures
kind
up
of
over
fun?
at March for
That
What
was
is
a
that?
fun time.
Sal.
Do you remember that, Sal?
What is this asshole talking about? What are you talking about?
Do you remember that?
I'll fucking knock you out right here. I'm not kidding. I'll fucking knock you out right here.
Let's go.
I will.
Hey, easy.
What the fuck? What type of bullshit is that? I was having fun with your wife. You fucking douche. You
Do
piece
you
of
know
shit.
this guy?
You boring fucking sack of shit. If I see your wife, I'll stick my dick in her mouth just on principle, right in front of you.
man.
Go
In other words,
fuck yourself.
Sal, are you saying that this guy just...
What the fuck is this loser piece of shit to talk that way?
Are you making a
Go
joke?
fuck yourself.
Guy's a married man.
No. He didn't have fun with her.
You said I had fun with her. You made a fucking blatant lie.
Yeah, you guys
I'm
messed with
married
her a
with
little in the
3
green
kids.
room.
What are
Take
you
it back,
Put some
asshole.
ketchup on her face and took some funny pictures of her.
Oh,
No. You were making an insinuation that other shit was going on.
No. I don't think you would want to.
Sim, what are you, fucking mental?
This guy's a good guy, too. I've hung out with him a billion times. Yeah. I give him free tickets to shows. They see him at Caroline's. We buy drinks together. And all of a sudden, this guy's like, Sal had some fun in the green room.
Yeah, the ketchup, the French fries on her face.
That I remember.
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
even
what
know
I'm
it was
talking
her.
about. I know you didn't know her, yeah.
You put ketchup and French fries on his wife's face?
We all
passed
did
out,
it.
yeah.
He
They put her
did
head
it,
in a
too. He
garbage
was
can.
there. He
No, I wasn't there.
The Sims wife passed out and you decorated her in ketchup and French fries?
Yeah, I got pictures of it. It's very funny.
So,
But-
in other words, you did not have sex with her?
No,
I never said that.
Well, Sim,
You
when
got to
say-
see, she's a pig. I would never have sex with her. She's fucking. Ugh.
Yeah, but I can see why the Sim
It's a
might
good
be
thing
mad
that
at
dude.
her.
It's a good thing that she left. Believe me. Good for you.
It's been
Claudia,
great,
why
yeah.
is Sal attacking you? Claudia,
I'm sorry?
why is Sal attacking you now?
I don't know. I've hung out with him before, and he was very
I
nice.
tell you why I'm attacking her because, first of all, I apologize to you, dude. I do.
Why?
Well, I've been so worked up lately with all this
No,
bullshit.
he made it seem like
He
was...
did make it seem like that. And it was a blatant lie.
Poor-
You're right.
poor
But I
turn of phrase,
apologize.
yeah.
Right. Now that you explained it, I apologize.
Yeah, but I can see
do.
why. Sim, are you mad at Sal for treating your wife like that? I'd be mad at someone.
No, I'm not mad at
You're
Sal
not-
at
It
all.
wasn't-
I can't
Bob
imagine
Levy
why
was-
the marriage broke up.
Bob Levy was recording a DVD. And we had people in the back who were drinking, and we made a spectacle out of things. And that was one thing. Like, she passed out, and her friends were there, and they put ketchup and French fries and shit on her face. But anyway, the problem with this girl, Howard,
What goes on back
it's this emotional friend bullshit. Is starting to really fucking get to me. I'm sick and tired of girls saying I had an emotional friend, but I didn't cheat, yet I'm leaving you. It's just bullshit.
I don't buy it.
I don't buy it either.
Hey, 1 second here. I asked Mr. Sim there to go to therapy numerous times to try to repair the relationship, and he refused because it was beneath him to go to therapy. So he didn't want to make it work. So why am I going to stick around in a loveless marriage?
Why the fuck were you having an emotional friend to begin with? This guy doesn't have to go to therapy if you're out fucking jerking some other guy's cock while he's paying the bills. You fucking lying cunt. What are you talking about? He doesn't need to go to therapy. Who is he? Was he the one with the emotional friend? Was he? Answer the question.
Sit down.
Was he the one with the emotional friend?
Sal, are you talking to Christine right
Yeah, I am.
Hey,
It sounds like
What
you
happened?
are.
Therapy go
You
bad?
sound like everyone that's what everyone's trying to say to you.
No, exactly.
Give her a break.
Listen,
I'm
Sal,
not.
can
No,
I give you a
no,
little
because
advice?
the thing is that she's gone. I'm trying to work it out with my wife, but he doesn't have to go to fucking therapy. She was the one jerking around on this fucking guy.
So why do you have to go to therapy?
Right.
Well, that's a good question because I know who I am. I don't know who this guy is. That's a good point. But the thing is that
Sal, you're not yelling at Claudia. You're yelling at your wife.
So angry because
the
of
issue
your
I have
situation.
here is that I'm sick and tired of women saying that, well, I didn't cheat, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, but I had an emotional friend. You did cheat. You did cheat, no matter how you slice it. Just come to reality and say, look, I'm a fucking cheater. I fucking betrayed somebody. I'm a fucking whore. And you know what? I fucked up. And you did.
Sal,
You
listen to
did.
how you
You
sound
took
right
somebody's,
now.
I don't care how you sound. You took somebody's money
Sal, are you
behind his
talking
Who
fucking
do you
back.
want to say this to?
Who do you
I'm
wanna-
just saying this about everybody. You know what happens?
Everybody or
No,
your
I would
wife?
just
No.
like to say
The thing-
no lasting
The
bad
thing is
feelings toward
this.
Claudia or anything like
no
that.
disrespect to you, Claudia. I'm talking in general that I got so many emails from so many great guys, police officers, firemen, guys breaking their ass day and night, going through all my fucking bullshit, and each one of these guys got fucked
Sal,
over
it sounds
so
like
hard.
something's changed.
But you're not them.
Something's going on here. What happened in therapy?
Something might be, man. You'll find out after the fucking
Divorce.
You'll find out after the break.
Are you getting a divorce?
No, I'm not getting a divorce. Not at
But
all.
what's going on here?
I don't
Separation?
know. I don't know. I don't know,
Did
Howard.
we hit a bad patch?
Wow.
I
What
don't
happened
know.
in therapy?
Things were going good.
Things in therapy
You
are
finally
going fine.
lost it, right? Yeah, I told you this new Sal wasn't going to last.
He couldn't. He couldn't. Keep
I'm just
it up.
cracking. It's not Christine. I'm just. I'm cracking.
getting to you.
Yeah, it's fucking getting to
It's
me. You know
hitting
what?
you.
And I feel really bad about what happened to you
We'll
and
get a
her.
drink after the show today.
And Claudia, you're not a cunt and a pig, but I'm saying that out of anger that people. And I apologize. People use that emotional friend excuse and put it
Well,
on
what do
the
you mean
guy.
people? What people are you
Women,
referring-
women. Enough of this emotional friend
women.
bullshit. Just stop it already. Cut it out. Just look in the mirror and say, I fucking betrayed this guy. And you know what? I fucked up. And why don't you ask him what he needs to fucking do to get the marriage back together? What?
Wait a second, Sal.
Well, we're divorced. There's
You're the
nothing
one-
getting back together. at this
You were
point.
the one who said that it was your fault.
And you
I know,
drove
and
away.
I do have a lot of faults, but you know what? I'm at a point now where I'm sick and tired of this fault horse shit. I am cracking, like
Or
you said.
something happened, didn't it?
I don't know. I don't
What
know,
happened?
dude. Nothing happened. I'm fucking.
Why the change in Sal? all of a
Sal,
sudden?
everybody understands what you're saying.
Right.
I mean, I know.
It's exactly what you said, Howard.
Sal-
That he's been jumping through hoops.
Dude, right. I'm sick of jumping. I'm fucking tired. My back legs are ready to give out from jumping through these fucking hoops.
Sal,
You know what I mean?
Will ripped you for but made these exact points.
But Will did make it. No, Will made a point. People laughed behind my back because I want to save my marriage. I still want to save my marriage.
Well, this doesn't sound like saving marriage talk. It
Well-
sounds like all the bitterness is starting to come
Well,
out.
I'm
know.
starting to again. I'm talking about my.
You're
end.
angry, aren't you?
I'm angry. That's
You're
it. I'm
angry
angry,
that-
and I'm
Maybe
and,
he has to get that out in order to move past it.
and I'm not saying all women.
Sim, by the way, really bad idea having you in.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
go
I
ahead.
tried to
Yeah.
tell you yesterday, but
Robin
you
was
didn't
right.
go
It's
through with
great to
it.
meet you, though.
Really
There's no
bad
love
idea.
connection to Sim.
really bad idea.
Claudia,
If I was Robin, I would not date you.
Claudia, you really are. You were a good sport that night. I apologize, and I don't mean to put it on you.
What are
but
we going to find
the thing
out?
Is,
What are we going to
Hey,
find out
listen.
after
Yeah.
the break?
I have to look into myself over the break and figure out what I want.
I don't think anything
Right.
sexual happened between
Sal, get
Sal
new
and this
bank
girl.
accounts?
But I mean, if I was,
No.
I'd be upset if someone did that to my wife. Fuck the sex.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
wait a second. So let me bring to you this. Is it excusable then that he was doing the same thing to me? I mean, we mutually drifted apart. There was no communication in the marriage.
Claudia, wait a second.
Well, you guys are
we're talking
divorced.
about. We're getting off track.
Right.
Okay.
Sal, you are going to be evaluating over the break. You are telling me that you are at your breaking point, that you have been jumping through hoops to make your wife happy, and suddenly it's hitting you. Why am I doing all this? It's too difficult for me.
Well, you know what's happened.
What needs to, what's happened?
He was in shock when this whole thing first
Right.
came down.
Like a car accident.
He didn't feel his own feelings. He simply went into repair mode. And now that there's been some time and he's been working on this, and he really is beginning to say to himself, wait a minute, I was wronged here. You know, and the question is, will Sal be able to have his own voice inside this marriage?
What I'm saying is that I recognize my faults. She needs to recognize her faults.
Absolutely, that's what you're
And
saying.
if I'm making a commitment, I'm not giving it 110%. I'm giving it 120%. And if I'm going and going and going, I need to see something. I need to see some sort of signs. I don't want to live under a checklist. You know, like, oh, wow, you were nice today. You didn't complain. You
Yeah.
helped with the kids. I'm not an employee. I'm your husband.
I agree with you. That's
Okay.
the worst.
And that's
if
what I
I'm gonna
said
be a
would be
fucking
the trap,
and,
yeah.
and I love my kids and they're everything to me, man. And my wife is everything to me. But I'm not going to live like an employee. I want to live like a man.
That's the way that I was treated in Army. I was treated
that's
as
what
an
I'm going through.
Shut up,
Howard.
Claudia. I'm talking to Sal now.
Yeah.
And
Nobody gives a shit
Your
about your
marriage
list.
is over.
Well, yeah.
I'm getting a little turned on. by
every
Robin,
move that I
have to
make,
say.
every action that I have,
Yeah, I had to hang up on her.
every move that I make, every action that I have, even with the aggression with you, I apologize, is all basically a product of my love for my wife and my children. Everything. This anger is it's my commitment to my family. And it's crazy. It drives you fucking nuts. And I don't know what to do, Howard. But you know what? I'm not going to be a doormat either. I'm not going to live that way. You know? I just want to give my family the best I can. If that means I'm out the door, then I'm out the door. And if it means we could work it out, then we'll work it out. That's all I could do. That's it, man. I just want to make it work, brother. No offense, Artie.
Robin's giving me eyes.
Sim, you really need to shut up. Sal's just fucking opened his heart up.
Right.
Man.
Sim might be the
Obviously,
creepiest guy I ever met.
he has problems. He has major
Sal.
problems.
All right, I think I understand what you're saying.
That's it.
I think
So-
this had to happen for any. I mean, what are you going to do? You can't live bottled up either. You're gonna have now. You have to find a compromise, man.
Well, that's what I was saying. That
Yeah.
is Sal only going to be the one who's always working to make it work,
No
or is
way.
he going to have an equal say in the marriage about what his problems
Where are we
are?
at now? Like every day, your wife kind of says to you, "Well, I'm not going to have sex with you necessarily, but you've done better."
Yeah, that's still there.
At the end of the day, she gives you an A+ or a B+, depending on how you did.
Not right, not
in those
technically,
words,
but
right.
right. Emotionally, you feel that. I feel that.
And
right
everything
now.
you do is now up. This is for the checklist. It's not just what you want to do.
Right.
You
I'm
see,
just not getting any no affection back. You know what I mean? The affection seems very robotic. It's almost a sympathetic thing. Like, you know, is sex really sex, or
Yeah,
is
but
sex
it's
is like something like
It's also
he's
a
basically-
rebuilding process,
Right.
Sal. You gotta allow that to rebuild. So it's probably not going to feel organic at first.
it doesn't. But
You want it to happen fast, and it's not happening so fast. You got to be patient.
that's what my therapist said. You have to
you've
be
been- You've
patient.
been in a bad state for a lot of years.
Yeah, you can't just win some chick back in a
But
week.
this is exactly where the breakdown comes,
Right.
Fred, because men don't have that kind of patience that women want them to have.
Nobody does.
She's trying to impress him that, this really hurt me,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to climb a mountain. You're going to have to climb Everest to get to me.
And you know
this is
what?
why
I don't mind. I don't mind climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah.
If I know
Meet someone
Mount?
at the top.
Everest.
What mount?
Everest.
Everest.
What say again? What?
Mount Everest.
Right, go ahead, yes.
I don't mind climbing Mount Everest, provided that I know that my wife is like a foot behind me, ready to save me.
No, she's at the top.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
you know,
where
with a
she
foot
is.
hanging
Right
out.
now she's
Yeah.
watching you.
So that's it, man.
And you're saying, look, could you throw me a Sherpa, something?
You want to know something? Your wife isn't feeling love for you right now, maybe. And the fact is, you're going to have to do a lot more hoop jumping in order to win her back.
That's the deal.
And that's the way it's going to be.
But when 6 weeks goes by, and you know,
6 weeks?
Yep, 6
I'll
weeks.
tell you, she'll tell you this has been going on for years with
no,
her.
but I'm saying within the past 6 weeks that have gone by, and I'm
It
putting
don't work that way.
I know I'm putting a lot of energy in. It's hard.
That's why I said you're going to crack.
There's
You're
a-
not going to be able
there's-
to do
yeah.
it.
See, that's why I hate to bring this
I'm
up,
not gonna
man,
crack
because of
because-
what happened. After my bullshit with the heroin, Dana had every fucking reason to be pissed. I felt like I sort of ended it because I felt like I was going to be living under a checklist. Exactly what you were saying. Like, I'm going to get a grade every day, and I refused to live like that. I said, I can't live with you.
That's right.
Wanting me to jump through hoops. I'm not that kind of man. Some men are. Some men can deal with that. I'm not that kind of guy. Clearly, you're not either. So I had to break it off, and it was really horrible to do that, to leave this woman that I really fell in love with. But I fucked up, and she wasn't going to forgive me that quick. I didn't have time.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine breaking that up with 3 little Artie Langes
See,
running
that's
around
the
the house?
Yeah, but can I tell you
That's the
something?
problem.
I want to tell you
Kids-
something. Artie's right. And I'm going to tell you something. Here's the thing. You got kids. Artie had a different situation. But it's the same situation in a sense that
Right.
like he would have had to put in lots of time proving to Dana that he's a good man. And who knows if she could ever really trust him. You know, it's a lot of ifs.
Right.
All right. So you got 3 kids. You're doing the right thing.
And that's major.
The thing is, though,
Yeah.
is the Sal I know, going to be able to do this 2 years down the line. Let me tell you something. I've fucked up relationships with people in my life. I'm talking about really important people in my life.
Right.
And sometimes it takes years to repair.
I
They
know.
give you a chance, they come back a little bit, then they go away.
But yeah,
come back,
you
go
can't,
away.
And
you
sometimes
can't
there's no
run
coming
the
back,
time-
right?
the
That's right.
timetable. You can't. You're not in charge of the timetable.
Yeah,
There's
you-
nothing wrong with this blow up, man.
The other
It's part of the process, and she's got to realize that. And I still respect you for making it work with the kid. The kids are major. I agree with you. So
Yep.
this is part of it.
But dude, you're in for the long haul.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, I am.
Artie could look at the situation and say, "Hey, okay, I don't have kids with this woman. I
Right.
do love her.
I mean, we're
but
not
shit,
married.
I'm not going to sit there
you
and
know.
fucking bust my balls.
Right.
Stop watching the game. You know, go to the ballet or whatever the fuck the
And
checklist
maybe
was.
Dana
Not do heroin.
had,
not do
had a
heroin,
little bit more
not
of
do
a
coke.
point.
I have 2 questions for
Go
Sal.
ahead, Fred.
that was my fault.
How long are you willing to be in this state before you say enough is enough?
Well-
because if it's 6 weeks,
No.
that's not a long time.
The thing is that I'm willing to go as long as I can. I'm giving it everything. I need to see
And you're,
something
but
back.
you're talking to someone too, like your own
yeah.
therapist or whatever.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen the therapist alone, no.
see, but-
but
but
with
Sal,
her.
what
You
you're
have to
waiting to
see
see
your own
back is
person.
affection and for her to start loving you again. She's still probably, I mean, I can't speak for Christine, but she's probably still wrapped up in the emotional friend, having to give that up. In order for you to become that guy, the new exciting guy in her life, dude, it takes fucking years.
And you're gonna have to give up your looking for results.
Yeah, forget the results.
Yeah, you
It's like
cannot
a whole new
expect
relationship
it.
now.
Starting this.
Yeah, you got to woo her like she's some chick you just met, and you're
Like
trying to
she's
win
Pam
her.
Anderson.
Yeah.
20.
And I believe me, Howard, I am, man.
And you got to keep doing
And
it.
I'm doing, you know,
And if you can't handle it, that's when it's all going to fall.
You know how
apart.
And
women
maybe
like-
you ought to ask yourself how committed you are. If you're already looking like, like there's a limitation.
Well, it's
You
not.
can't look with
It's
no-
not. You
with
know
any
what? It's not a
limitations.
limitation, Fred. It's a frustration. Frustration is setting
You're
in.
frustrated.
And I blew up. And I blew up here because I don't blow up at home because I am at home. You know, I'm Mr. Mom and the happy daddy. You know, I'm leave it to be.
You gotta
But let me
blow
ask you
up
something. Do
somewhere
you
is the
feel?
point.
Let me ask you a question. This is a good question.
Glad it was me.
Do you feel that because you're now Sal, the guy who's working to win her over, is she taking advantage of that?
I feel a little bit like a doormat, yeah, and I have to balance that out. I have to, but that's the hardest thing.
Well, do you
like I
think
don't
she-
want to rock the boat?
Do you think she-
But I
you
want to
Say,
make her
Christine,
happy.
I want to make you happy, but please don't take advantage of me.
Do you
I could-
say that when you're in the presence of the therapist that I'm working really hard and I'm
No.
feeling like a dork? See,
you gotta do
you
it.
got to start talking, Sal.
I haven't got to that point yet. The problem I have now, Howard, is that I'm looking for that affection, that love back, which is so important to me because that's what I felt I lost most.
But
You know?
physical affection too is what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You want sex.
But believe
Well,
it or
that
not,
would
even
be
a
the
creep like
greatest reward.
me would be great to have just little signs of you know.
It ain't going to happen right away.
I know.
And guys
But-
and women are different, dude. It's
Yeah.
like
But
we
you
want
know what,
sex, they
Sal?
want
But-
closeness.
In her mind,
the-
you betrayed her
But
by
also,
leaving her. In
what
a
you're
sense.
missing,
Right.
what you're missing, she would love to see that this is getting to you that much. She would love to hear that her reaction to you has an effect on you.
Well, in therapy, I said that. We went out Saturday night for dinner. So I tried to do I really tried, believe it or not, to look as good as I could. I mean, I really put extra effort. I spent
More makeup
more
than
makeup,
usual?
everything. Really,
Hide your
literally.
raccoon eyes.
Everything. The raccoon eyes,
Trim off that magician beard.
extra moves. I trimmed down the magician beard. I got a new groomer from Sharper Image. I'm not kidding.
Go
You
ahead.
guys hit it all on the head. And I looked as good as I could. And she
Watch
looked,
that your asshole was so.
I wet wiped it
Smelled
after a
good,
crap,
yeah.
you know.
Right.
Did it up the shrink the hole.
Cleaned your foreskin.
By the way, Beth said to me the other day, I'm going to get a new bar soap. I don't want, because you probably had that soap up your asshole. And I said, so what?
Right,
Yeah.
that's what soap's for.
That's
Wash it
a-
off a little.
A soap don't get dirty.
Right.
Separate soap.
Yeah, we're down to separate soap. See, it's not
So,
I tell every woman there's a majority of the things in this apartment I've had up my ass.
right. All right, but go ahead.
So
Sal.
I do it all up, you know, and then boom, she looks spectacular, and I can't wait to tell her. She really does. She looks stunning, and I want to say, "Honey, you look beautiful." And first thing I see, I'm ready to say that, and she says to me, "What? No T-shirt tonight?" First words out of her, you know what I mean?
All right.
And I'm like,
You say, no, honey, I purposely didn't because I know you don't like it.
But you
and
know-
I wanted to say, but and here's frustrating Sal here amongst friends. I want to say, "Oh yeah, did you say no fucking T-shirt to that other fucking piece of shit behind my back when he walked
Right.
out with his fat fucking ass? Did you say no T-shirt to him, huh? While I'm working all fucking day? No, you didn't say that. You're probably busy on these going. You didn't have no time to look at a fucking T-shirt.
That's what you
probably
wanted
wiped
to
your
say.
mouth off on that fucking T-shirt.
Well,
that's what I wanted to say, but that's not the right thing to say.
How do you know?
So
of course, it's not. How do you know he wears T-shirts? Probably doesn't.
Yeah, but
Probably a
listen,
lot
so I
cooler
go to-
than you
listen
are.
to
So
what
I
he's
go to
saying.
therapy.
The wondering if there was physical involvement
Right.
too,
Okay.
it's killing you.
But then the
And he
but the thing thing
that
is,
before. He's
the
now
thing
up
is-
to the point of it does matter.
The thing is,
course
Howard,
you're
it's
a
created
guy.
a tremendous amount of insecurity on me. I go on the road. I have women hit on me. I
Right.
told my wife that. I have women blatantly say.
I've seen it.
And the thing is, and I turn it down, and it's hard, and I let my wife know that. And here I'm trying to look as good as I could, ready to
And
tell
then
her she
you
looks
realize
beautiful.
that these women would adore you too.
Right, and
Right.
they would, and they don't know the real me, but maybe from the show or whatever. But it's just nice to know that somebody there is willing to be physical with you.
So instead of being physical with them, you put ketchup on them instead.
And French fries, yeah.
Right,
Well,
because
that's
you're
by the way.
angry.
But that, so I said to the
Alright.
therapist,
Look.
I say to the therapist, I've developed a tremendous insecurity with her. I'm living in a house with somebody I love, but I feel kind of like not worthy around her anymore. So it's a combination of all that, working hard, and then on top of working hard, not feeling like your wife is attracted to you. I feel like fucking Quasimodo in my own home.
Yeah.
You know what I
hear
mean?
you. I hear you.
So
Howard,
it's tough.
The question
And it sucks.
all the guys have out in the office, which is what Will sort of brought up on the wrap-up show, maybe he was a little harsh, is your wife taking any level of responsibility in any portion of this?
Yes,
Because
she is.
It
But
sounds
again,
like
I
you're
can't,
carrying it on your shoulders
as a gentleman,
alone.
and as a father and a family man. I can't answer for her
That's
without
fine,
being
that's
here. I
fine.
can only express
He just
my
asked, is she
frustrations.
taking some responsibility?
and the bigger question
To
is,
me, a small
is
amount.
she taking enough responsibility for you? That's the question.
He just said no. He said it's a small amount.
In
See,
my
that's
opinion.
a problem.
Right. Well, that's why I'm
you know
here,
what?
Gary.
I don't believe the guys in the back room stopped laughing long enough there. So.
I think I have a
That
pretty
was
good
very
question
articulate through
here.
all
Who
the
suggested
laughter.
you guys go to therapy?
Me.
Oh.
This is what happened. The day I busted her, I said, here's the deal. You can either leave with him, and I'm going to leave now, because I'm not going to live like this, or you can give him a call, end it in front of me, and we go to therapy to fix both of our lives up.
Right.
And how did she react when you told her to do that?
She said, fine, I will call him, and we will go to therapy.
so that's that. You
But
should
didn't
take
she
that
ask
as a
the
positive
therapist?
sign.
Didn't she ask you in therapy for she wanted to go back and things with him in person?
Yes.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And she felt like I felt like a father figure instead of as a husband, saying that, I didn't
what
give-
husband's going to allow you to go back with some guy and
Absolutely.
break?
And you know what?
Are you sure there's
Howard-
no more contact with her with that guy?
I hope
No.
not.
Are you sure? You're not sure?
No, I'm pretty sure.
But not sure.
How could he know?
You're never
Yeah.
sure, but according to
Well,
everything,
that's what's killing you.
Right.
And
Well,
to me,
it's-
you got to see if
it's not. You know what's killing me? It's just the trust issue is harder now.
Right, of course.
So you're never ever
Right.
sure.
Hey, can I just tell you
I'm
something?
99.9% sure right now she isn't, but you're always gonna live with that fucking thing in the back of your head, saying, is it happening again?
I-
And Sal,
detective.
hold on. Sal and I talk, and I would never say anything that you wouldn't want to say, but there's things that Sal has told me that don't make him as positive nothing happened. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
So that doubt's in his head. And I always said to him, unless the therapist and unless you and your wife and the therapist, to me, I don't do therapy, but that's got to be the first thing you got to get it on the table.
Yeah, you got to come clean in therapy
And
about your feelings. And I got to tell you something. This is going to be a tough one to put together.
Because
You're
I
working
see
hard.
that Sal is trying to be Mr. Perfect everywhere, even in therapy. I'll bet he's trying to say all the right
And don't be
things.
so perfect.
And that's not how you get
Talk about
there.
how you feel. Talk about how angry you
Right.
are.
Sometimes it's okay to give your feelings, even though you know they're wrong. Like this is how I feel. I'm not
But
saying
when
it's
I-
right, but
Because
that's how I.
the
but the
point
problem
of
is when
therapy is to teach you how to
Right.
work through your feelings with each other.
But like last week, I was in therapy and I started snowballing and I had the ball of emotion going and there was an explosion and time went up and we were erect till 2 a.m. I slept for 2 hours. And sometimes I find that those issues to me, maybe they're not worth it.
How about
it's
this,
so
Sal?
draining.
Sal, what do you say to the therapist next time? You know what? That kept us up till 2 o'clock in the morning. What are we supposed to do when
Right.
we get to a point like that?
That's right.
Yeah, ask those questions. Boy, Robin, you should be married to Robin. No wonder the Sim wants her.
I don't know.
He is
See,
on
but
fire.
you're trying.
Robin, can I go out to dinner with you
See,
tonight?
I think Sal's trying to give. You're trying to. As a man, it's so hard for us to figure out what she gave up and not having this emotional friend. Like, what was he supplying? A lot of men can't figure that out. So you're trying to give her your version,
Right.
guy's version
Absolutely.
of what an emotional friend is. A lot of times
Yeah, and
we
who
don't
even
fucking
knows?
know.
That's right.
Who even know? Like you're going around acting all wimpy,
Right.
thinking that's what she wants. Like you're acting like a girlfriend to her.
I'm
Who
not
knows?
a-
Maybe she wants you to throw her up against the wall and fuck her. I
We don't know what
This
it
is why
is.
marriage sucks, because people change over time.
Well, the problem
and-
is it's not so much a wimpy thing. It's weird when you're
You're acting
fall-
like a maid.
Well,
you think that's what your wife wants?
Some- It's a good
Act like a
point.
man.
You know, that guy never washed a dish.
That's right.
You never know.
That was
But-
also 1948, Robin.
But the thing is that it's not so much being a maid.
No, I'm talking
it's-
about the
it's-
emotional friend. He was giving her something other than these chores.
Right.
Sal is giving her.
Right.
Don't say it, Artie.
Sal thinks
Because I would say
Sal
it.
thinks
It's in
doing
your head,
chores.
though.
Sal thinks doing chores is what she wants.
It's not doing chores, Howard. The chore part is a small portion in the whole picture. Chores is helping out. Chores is me showing my appreciation for her hard
Sure.
work as a mother. Okay, that's my point. So I'm contributing there. Like, give me
But
something
still,
back.
what was that emotional friend doing?
I don't
What
know.
was she-
He
what
was listening.
supplying?
That's what they want us to do is listen.
And one thing women
seem
will never
interested.
understand. I fell in love with Christine. I saw her in the high school cafeteria in my college, and I said before I met her, that's the girl I'm going to marry, and I did. It was my heart speaking. Anybody else at this point in their life, and my wife's an attractive lady, will fucking piss in her ear until she comes in her shorts. They'll say whatever it takes to get down their pants. It's a fucking cheap, fucking manipulative.
So maybe you need to say
bullshit
whatever
ploy.
it takes to get in her pants.
But don't you
I
think
don't
it's
know.
but don't you think it's your job to develop a trust with her? Guys
am,
are always
Gary.
going to say shit in her ear.
But
It's-
Gary, I am.
No, I know.
I am. I mean, I'm doing everything. I'm giving her the trust. I'm laying off of her. Sometimes I deliberately stay away, Howard, just to give her that.
See, this is going to be
space.
weird to you, but she wants a guy who's going to agree with her that you're a big schmuck.
Exactly. And
So why don't you agree with her that you're an asshole?
she knows that. I did agree. We laid in bed that night, 2:00 in the morning. I said to her, you married an asshole.
That's good.
No kidding, Howard.
I
I'm
don't
as
think that's
honest
so
as you.
good.
No,
I don't think that's good, Howard.
That's what she wants to
Maybe
hear.
it's good for the show for me saying it, but
she's not in the right place either. There has to be a point where she forgives Sal, and he stops.
Forgives him for
having to-
what?
Forgives him. Oh, here we go. You're still stuck with she had an emotional friend.
It's a huge hurdle to get over. Am I guys? Am I crazy? Is that not an enormous
It's
hurdle?
huge.
And he hasn't come close to
wait
getting
a minute.
over it.
Wait a minute. Right now, the situation is Christine feels she's right, and Sal needs to do something for her because he forced her into that
Bullshit.
situation. I'm just telling you how
Robin,
she feels.
it's like saying
Robin's right,
it's
though.
like saying that Joey Buttafuoco pissed off Amy and that made her go pull a trigger.
And Gary,
But
everybody's
I'm just
responsible for their own
telling you-
actions.
I'm
But this is the
telling
reason
you
No, but I know what
they're in
Robin's saying. Let me
therapy.
explain it to you. Christine feels Sal checked out of the marriage a long time ago.
right.
Got it.
So she
was
got
like
through
putting
it
the
the way
bag.
she could, and she got caught up in getting affection elsewhere. So if this is going to be repaired, she's got to feel like Sal is the most happening, wonderful thing in her life. And the fact of the matter
And
is,
the only way she's going to get
Sal's-
to that is to forgive him for abandoning her in the
That's
first
right.
place.
And Sal's
And
going to
she-
have to forgive her.
Right, but
I
doesn't
do
that have to go
forgive
on
her.
together? It doesn't sound like
but
that.
finally, the
talking about
fucking
that.
guy is coming to the realization that he's angrier than he thought he was.
Right.
He's just starting to come around.
But you know what,
Now
though,
she's gonna
Howard?
come around.
You know what, Fred, Howard, Robin, and Gary, and Artie? The truth of the matter is that if she gave me something back by now, Howard, I wouldn't have this frustration.
Yes,
If-
but she's still
you know
not
what I
at
mean?
a place
You're
where
looking-
she can. That's
She
what I'm telling
considers
you.
staying with you is giving back.
I'll tell you what
Yeah.
Sal said earlier. It's probably
Giving
one.
you a chance.
It's probably
point.
one of the most painful parts of a marriage because I've been down that road. There's nothing.
Dude, she wants to be with the emotional friend. She's just staying there and struggling with you is her giving something to you. That's the way she sees it. I know how these broads think.
Oh, I know. They're all
Thank
crazy.
But she's not crazy.
I know, I know,
She
I know.
feels she's given up something for you.
I know.
She's given up a real shot at happiness, maybe. And you feel the same thing. So the fact that you're doing this for the kids, and also you guys have a sense of history, and also you're madly attracted to your wife, that's all good shit. So go in there, talk to the fucking therapist, and get through it. And the fact of the matter is that if you crack and you can't take it anymore, and you can't take being a different kind of Sal, it ain't going to work. She wants
But you
to.
also have, when you say committed, really mean it, or just say I'm committed for the short term.
I'm not going through the motions, Robin.
no, I'm not saying that.
I am committed.
But you keep looking around to see if you're making progress.
Dude, she ain't. Let me tell you how bad this can get. You think after 6 weeks it was going to be all fixed?
Right.
Let me tell you something.
Like gonorrhea.
Like you figured, like in 6 weeks, okay, she's going to blow me, this and that, the other thing.
It'll be
She might-
it'll be on.
She might even be saying to herself right now, you know what? I'm not going to blow this guy. I don't even. You know what? Maybe I want him to leave. I don't know what I
She's
want
also
from this.
trying to sort out
That's right.
what she wants now.
She ain't
'cause,
ready to
this
start-
is all new stuff.
She ain't ready to be, hot for you. So the fact of
So
the
go
matter
to work
is,
every day and torture yourself until she figures out what you
right.
want.
That's what. So it might be like in the next
Well.
year, it might be like, all right, we had a couple of good nights. She blew me. I ate her out. Then, like a year from now, maybe it'll get a little better. It could be. You're talking about
You know how it happens?
long term.
It happens when you don't expect it.
Right.
That you'll put in the time, and you'll put in the time. You won't see any progress at all, and then one of these days, you two will have a great night together.
I know a
and
dude.
It'll shoot you light years
Well, she said that.
ahead.
You know, Robin's
I
right.
know.
But she said that in therapy.
That's
she said,
right.
She goes, I don't want fabricated, manufactured lovemaking. I want it to be
She
natural.
doesn't want a timetable. Let me
So-
tell you something.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how this can go.
I don't want
know
a
dude-
timetable either. I want to fuck her now.
Yeah, but I know a dude.
You're like to get it right out of the way.
His marriage was shitty, his whole marriage. It wasn't until he got about 60 years old the two of them rediscovered each other. I'm not shitting you. And he goes, this is the best thing that I stuck it out with this broad because we are crazy about each other.
What are the odds of that,
Now,
though?
A million to
happens.
one,
Right.
but it happens.
It happens.
I know, and
It's like a lottery winner.
I've spoken to people too that has happened to. Like people who I've known said, guess what? 3 years ago we were in your
Right,
boat. I'm
right.
like, you too, the most lovey-dovey. And it happens, and that's what I'm shooting for.
All right, but dude, you got to be in for the long haul. Like,
Right.
like
For the
Artie, hit it,
long haul.
Artie hit it on the head. Dude, when he said, hey, I looked over the situation, he said, I'd have to really work at this fucking relationship with Dana for like,
But
who
you know,
knows how long.
But there's a big difference between being married and just being
Yes.
a simple relationship.
I know, but
They've
Artie
got
hit
a
it on the
history,
head.
They've got kids. It's much easier to
Yeah,
walk
Artie
away
said he didn't have as
and
much
slam the door.
investment.
No, that's what
Yeah.
Artie's saying. He says, you got a different situation.
Sal,
You might
does-
have to put in the hard work.
Does your wife have
It's tough work.
female friends that are kind of advising her or anything like that?
They're all married, and they're all supportive for both of us, like
Really?
you guys are,
Right.
like everybody here is. They're rooting for both of us.
All right, because sometimes they can be unhelpful toward the marriage.
Right,
That
here's what I
sounds like
learned.
something the Sim went through. Did she?
Yeah,
Did she
apparently he had a whole gang against
All right,
him.
look,
yeah.
Sim, I like you. You're a
I think
fan.
so.
You're a loyal fan. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I see you with Robin.
I'm sorry. I was hoping maybe something could happen here.
No,
but,
you weren't. Don't
Sim,
be silly. You're
Sim,
a
the
goofball.
truth is this your segment was so bad. Howard sent me a note.
I
Come
know,
in
yeah.
and flip
It's
out
gonna
and
be
save the
needed
show.
immediately, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm done, and everything I just said was phony.
Thank you.
Thank
You've been
you.
punked, asshole.
Thank you, Sal.
yeah.
Thank you. No, seriously, this Sim. I know you have an attraction to Robin,
No, he's a goofball.
but you're goofy,
Yeah.
and you came in here in a goofy manner.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You did. No, don't be sorry. That's who you are.
vegetables and shit?
Yeah, vegetable. You know, you want to woo Robin. You don't do that. And you
It
know,
was Christine who married a Sal, not Robin.
Yeah.
right. And as far as
I
your
don't want a goofball.
as far as your ex-wife goes, I understand why she found an emotional front. All right, listen to me.
The Sim.
Wow.
Wow, that turned out way differently than you expected.
It was, I was hoping Robin would consider the, my gesture, the meat and vegetables.
You're leaving carrying.
I guess I'm leaving with them, yeah.
Well, Robin wasn't into you. Seemed like right from the get-go.
Yeah, I'm not sure she took it seriously, really. I mean, I think I was coming into this with, honest intentions and all, and I think Robin just thought it was
Robin,
good.
I'll be taking this, thank you.
Would you like that? Sure.
What do you think about the explosion from Sal?
Yeah, wow,
Please,
he
give me-
was.
give me a
It
second.
took me a little aback at first. I wasn't quite sure what he was going on about because I really didn't mean anything, bad. Or when I said that they had fun, my ex-wife, because they kind of stuck her head in a garbage can and put some ketchup and mustard on her, and it was,
But that led to an entire blow-up, an entire segment.
Yeah,
You sort of led.
he was really just. I mean, he had, his eyes were watering, and you could see him kind of choking up, and it was moving, yeah. And Robin was making eyes at me the whole time. It was kind of nice.
Well, you had a front row seat for it, and you sort of ignited that entire argument. You sort of, because it's something you've gone through personally.
I can cause these things to happen with people. I can be very divisive.
Do you feel at any point between what you brought up between Sal and your wife, and then just Howard just seemed displeased with your attempt the entire time? It seemed like you were getting cock-blocked the entire segment.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe a little. I mean, they're just sort of goof on me, and see how I can take it. Because if you're going to be in the Howard Stern environment, you got to be able to stand up to that sort of thing. And
Right, you're a big
my first
fan.
time, and so, I was trying not to come across like a fanboy or anything like that either. So it was a little hard to kind of get into the whole spirit at first when I first walked in. But I think,
Will this end your conquest of Robin?
yeah, probably. I think I can see the writing on the wall. I'm not going to stalk her or anything like that. So I'll move on to bigger and better things. I think she's not worthy of the Sim, and she made that clear, and that's fine.
All right. Best of luck to you, Sim.
Thanks.
Sal, you all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Talk to me for a
I just
second.
figured out an excuse on what to tell my wife that we just punked the Sim.
Do you think this was a blessing in disguise at all, Sal, that you were able to just vent? and tongue Lisa's ear.
Stop it, come on.
No, for real though, was this was a necessary evil for you to get out?
Yeah, it seemed that way, right?
It was provoked in a weird way though.
Yeah, I mean, a guy making an accusation like that. I mean, you heard it, right? Did it sound like he
Yeah,
was?
it did.
I'm like, who the hell? You know, I'm going through so much right now, and I don't need a guy making some accusation that I was fucking around with his wife in the green room. That's like crazy, you know?
Right, that would set you back in all your therapy back, a million years, so to speak. But now that you realize what he was saying wasn't true.
What's that?
Now that you realize what he was saying wasn't exactly what you thought it was, or wasn't the truth, and it led to this whole rap. How are you feeling now that you got some
better?
You feel like you a little bit relieved?
Yeah, I feel relieved.
No, is it going to be all right though, Sal? I mean, you guys discussed a lot of things in there.
Embarrassing moment.
Ronnie ran in there.
I know.
Yeah, are there any ill feelings towards the sim right now?
You know, it's crazy. I am like the least violent person in the world. That's what really bothers me. That's how fucked up this thing is making me. Like, I don't do that. You know, I don't threaten to punch people in the face and stuff. That's not a way to handle things. And that's what's killing me about this. That it's twisting my fucking head.
Well, it's a heavy topic, and you're obviously hugely invested in this thing.
Gary's a good man. Gary's my Barbara Walters. Baba Walters.
I'm old and shriveled?
No.
That was a tough one today. It was a tough one, but that's good.
It is.
It's a good thing. You know, you gotta be upfront with yourself. This is that's what Will was trying to say the other day. And he said it in a very hurtful way,
right.
And that's why it didn't sink in at first. But that's what he meant. Like, you're doing all the work. It feels like
Right.
it's okay.
And I know you've been saying that a lot. And I kept.
But it's like what I said there. Even if you know you're wrong, like you can say, "This is the way I feel. I know it's not right, but it's the fucking way I feel." It's okay to say that.
Right.
So, Gary, this was a blessing in disguise in a weird way.
I think so.
I asked Lisa.
I really do.
I want to ask his opinion. How would you think Christine should take today's segment?
Well, she's probably not going to take it well, but she's also probably, you got to let her understand that it was unintentional and that it's from the heart. It's the way that you feel. Maybe doing it on the air wasn't the best way, but maybe
we triggered it by insinuating.
Right. So maybe we can take this into therapy and use it in a positive way. That's the way. That's the angle. I mean, you didn't get up this morning and say, "I'm going to go on the air and blow up and cry and say all the shit that I'm going to say." You did. I know that wasn't your intention, and I know that you probably, now that we've broken your balls a bit, even stopped a second before you went in. But you couldn't help yourself. It happened, and again, it's how you feel. I mean, you can't hold back how you feel.
Right.